Welcome, viewers, to the Pro Recap channel. Today's film tells the story of a group of wealthy individuals who engage in hunting people in a brutal manner for their own entertainment and pleasure. However, they ultimately cross paths with a courageous girl who changes their calculations forever. There is a group of elite individuals in the world who have immense wealth and communicate with each other daily via the internet. They are extremely wicked to the point that one of them tortures a turtle in a gruesome manner. One of them, named Avina, mentions that the hunting time is approaching and they should prepare to kill the miserable people who have no right to live and continue their lives. Her friend responds, telling her that they shouldn't talk about hunting and killing online to avoid problems, so they close the conversation in their accounts. Then they move to the plane, where the flight attendant asks one of the passengers about his preferred drink. While serving the drink, she is shocked when she sees one of the hostages drugged and unaware of his whereabouts. It turns out that these villains are holding a group of innocent people captive on the plane, and they plan to enjoy hunting them at the palace. One of the elite members steps forward and tries to calm the drugged person, convincing him to sit down. He takes a pin and stabs him in the neck with it in a brutal manner. However, the man resists and smashes a bottle on his head in hopes of getting revenge, but to no avail. Then a woman comes from behind him and strikes him with great cruelty, even inserting a high-heeled shoe into his eyes. The man falls to the ground and can't move. The woman orders them to put him with the rest of the victims in the back, along with a group of drugged and sleeping people. Due to the severe injuries and brutal beating the man received, he dies. The next day, a girl wakes up among the victims and finds her mouth tied and doesn't know where she is either. Then she sees another girl just like her by the lake, but what's strange is that the second girl is calmly trying to free herself, as if she knows what's going on. When everyone gathers in the square, they find a box in front of them, and everyone becomes afraid of the box, suspecting it's a trap or something similar. Then one of them tries to open it but discovers that it contains a small pig and a large number of weapons. They all rush to take those weapons. In the same place, one of the girls finds a paper inside with a key to all the restraints, so she starts helping them remove all the restraints. At that moment, a person named Dawn gives her a gun to defend herself, even though she has never used a weapon before. Another person comes forward to help and teach her how to use it. Suddenly, they hear gunshots coming from all directions aimed at them, and they don't know what's happening. The girl who has the gun is shot in the head, and her head explodes, killing her. Then another girl tries to escape, but falls into a trap consisting of sharp iron bars and spikes. When she falls, another young man sees her and rushes to save her. They continue the journey running, but unfortunately, while they are on the road, a landmine explodes, killing the young man. At that moment, the girl falls into the trap again and takes a gun and kills herself to escape the suffering, as she has lost all her limbs. Afterward, the man runs toward the fence, where he meets people trying to cross the fence quickly, hoping to escape from this terrifying place. They realize that the dire situation they are in is the same as the news that has recently spread on the internet about a group of elites who hunt and torture people for pleasure and entertainment. One of them, a man who is injured, decides to confront the enemy with gunfire to give his friends a chance to escape, but unfortunately, shortly after, he falls dead. Then the remaining three escape to a gas station they see on the road. At the gas station, they find an old man and his wife. When the elderly couple sees the weapons, they think the group has come to rob them, but the man reassures them that they have been kidnapped. He asks them about the location they are in, and the elderly lady replies that they are in Arkansas. Everyone is surprised and realizes that each of them has been abducted from a different state. The man takes the phone and calls the police to inform them about everything that has happened to them and asks them to come to their location by tracing the phone's address. The police officer tells them not to move from the gas station until they arrive. And then the young man felt something strange when he saw the girl who was with them choking due to something poisonous she had eaten, and indeed she choked and died. After that, they were surprised by the old man and his wife wearing gas masks and throwing gas bombs at them. When they weakened, the old man took the gun and started shooting at them until he made sure they were all dead. Then they placed them in a semi-dark room as if nothing had happened. Then Athena called the old woman and told her that Crystal is coming to you now, and she doesn't have a weapon, and at that time you can enjoy torturing her and killing her as you wish. It becomes clear from here that the fuel station and the people in it belong to the elite group led by Athena. After a while, Crystal actually arrived at the station, but Crystal is a smart and cautious girl, especially when dealing with them. When she entered, she asked them about the name of the state they were in, and the lady answered that they were in the state of Arkansas. Then Crystal took out money to buy cigarettes. When the lady was busy returning the change, Crystal hit her and then jumped and took the gun and managed to kill the old man. And then she told the lady that cigarettes in Arkansas are very expensive, and she killed her as well. After a while, Crystal was shocked by the 3 bodies in the neighboring room, so she took the gun and prepared for the battle. After she went out, she found a car and knew that it was booby-trapped because she discovered that there were wires connected to a bomb that would explode directly when the doors were opened. So Crystal took the wireless device that was with the old woman, and when she sat down and hid, she heard Athena and her friends talking about a drone that they sent to monitor the place. But suddenly someone shot the drone and destroyed it. At this point, Athena became worried and disconnected the line they were communicating on with each other because they were afraid someone might hear them. Then a man named Gary appeared and destroyed the rest of the drone, and when he wanted to get in the car, Crystal quickly caught up with him and prevented him from getting in because it would explode and he would die. At that moment, Crystal realized that Gary was one of the victims who had been captured, so she tied him up. And then they decided that the 2 of them would leave the place together. During their journey, it became apparent that Gary had written many articles about the elite story and their methods of hunting humans for entertainment and pleasure. As they were walking, they saw a freight train approaching them, so they hurriedly ran to catch up with it and climbed aboard. At the last moment, Crystal helped Gary get on. Once they boarded, they heard a strange noise, so they prepared their weapons to confront the source of the sound. However, they discovered that it was a group of peaceful refugees. Gary became extremely hostile and insisted that they were followers of the elite. As he tried to attack them, the train suddenly stopped, causing everyone to hide in fear. Fortunately, it was the military who had stopped the train. The officer ordered them all to disembark and proceeded to search them. Gary tried desperately to communicate to the officer that he was American and that the refugee people were affiliated with the elite. However, the officer did not understand his language. The leader of the refugees stepped forward to speak with Gary and told him that he would give him a chance to escape before they captured him. Finally, Gary confirmed that the leader was indeed part of the elite. He attacked him and found bombs in his possession. He placed one of them in the leader's pants, and then they all escaped. Shortly after, the bomb exploded, killing the leader. The army then decided to take Crystal and Gary with them to the camp to learn more about their story. Upon their arrival, Crystal sat with the officer and informed him that she was drugged while having dinner at a restaurant, and when she woke up, she found herself there. She also told him that based on everything she had experienced so far, she was certain they were in Croatia. The officer then ordered them to bring the escaped person to him. When they brought him forward and he revealed his identity, it turned out to be Dawn, the one who was with Crystal when they opened the box. He had managed to escape the trap. Later, Crystal and Dawn went aside to have a conversation, but Crystal refused to speak when she saw a luxurious car from which an official from the American embassy emerged. The latter came to take them with him, and they were overjoyed and got into the car, driving away. However, Crystal was smart and vigilant, and she felt uneasy when he talked about the methods the elite members used to hunt people, especially when it seemed like he sympathized with the elite. Crystal realized that they had fallen into the trap of the official. Without hesitation, she struck him hard and threw him out of the car to make sure he was dead. Dawn was initially shocked by what she did, but when he saw Gary's body in the car, killed with a knife, he decided to seize the opportunity and take the car to escape with Crystal away from the battle. However, Crystal shared a story with him that conveyed the message that we cannot surrender to injustice no matter what happens, and that we must try our best to emerge victorious in this battle. And they also discovered from the map the location where the followers of Athena were, where the fake official wanted to take them. Now they decided to go to that place and continue what they had started. At that moment, the elite members were gathered in their usual hideout, waiting for the official to bring Crystal and Dawn to them, so they could enjoy torturing and killing them. When one of the elite members went out to relieve himself, he was surprised to see Dawn holding a pig. Crystal approached him from behind and killed him with a knife. Then both Crystal and Dawn threw the pig onto the hideout's ladder, which frightened the villains, and they opened fire on the pig until it died. Immediately after that, Crystal appeared and started shooting at one of them until his brain exploded. She then proceeded to kill them one by one with great force, and judging by their resistance, it seemed that none of them except for a former soldier knew how to use weapons. Here, Crystal managed to overpower the soldier and shoot him, causing him to fall to the ground. Then she attacked the girl who was striking with arrows, and Crystal drove an arrow into her abdomen, sapping her strength and rendering her unable to move. When the soldier regained his strength and tried to kill Crystal, he failed because she fought him with all her strength and skill. She finally struck him with an iron object until he fell to the ground and became completely immobilized. At this point, Don entered after Crystal had killed them all. He asked the girl with the arrows why they were doing all of this. She replied that they were doing it simply for enjoyment. Upon hearing that, Crystal shot her in the head and she died. Suddenly, the wireless phone rang with the voice of Athena asking Don if he managed to get rid of Crystal or if she was still alive. Both Crystal and Don raised their weapons at each other, and Don tried to convince her that he was falsely accused and didn't even know who was speaking in the first place. However, Crystal asked him to drop his weapon or she would kill him because she had doubts and suspicions about him. At the same time, Athena ordered Don to shoot Crystal, but Crystal was quick and managed to get rid of him immediately and killed him. She then informed Athena that she had killed all of her followers. Athena responded by saying that she would meet her soon and would enjoy killing her. Afterward, Crystal sat next to the soldier, blaming him and asking why he taught them how to use weapons to kill innocent people. He replied that he was forced to do so because of the debts he had, and when she asked him about Athena's location, he didn't want to tell her. However, Crystal pressed the wound forcefully until he told her the location of Athena's massive palace. He also added that Athena was a highly trained and fierce fighter, capable of killing her. But Crystal had served in the army for many difficult years and rigorous training, which was the reason for her combat skills. She had also learned to use all kinds of weapons proficiently. Once Crystal learned everything, she killed the soldier and moved towards Athena's palace. A year before this event, a major problem occurred in Athena's company when the company's manager informed her that one of the elite members' accounts had been hacked and that all their private messages and emails had been leaked. Among the leaked messages were group chat conversations where Athena mentioned that the hunting time was approaching and that they would enjoy killing the unfortunate people in the palace. The manager confirmed that the matter had spread widely and caused many problems for the company, and he also informed her that she had been removed from her position as the company's director. However, Athena insisted on knowing who wrote these articles online and defamed her reputation. When she found out, she gathered her colleagues and they searched for pictures of those who posted the hunting topic online, identifying them as targets to be kidnapped and transported to the forest near the palace, where they would be hunted and tortured one by one. Suddenly, a picture of Crystal appeared on the screen. Crystal had written an article attacking Athena fiercely and insulting her. This intensified Athena's hatred towards her, and she wanted to enjoy killing her in any way possible. Now let's go back to Crystal. After she arrived at the palace, Athena contacted her through an external microphone and informed her that there were explosives under her feet and that she could kill her instantly. However, Athena mentioned that there would be no pleasure in that. She asked Crystal to leave her weapons behind if she wanted to enter. Reluctantly, Crystal had to listen to her and leave her weapon. Athena indeed opened the doors for her. Here, Athena told Crystal that she knew everything about her, including the fact that her father was an addict and died, and her mother died due to an overdose. Athena added that what she had posted online was wrong because she and her friends would never do anything wrong. They had organized everything to turn it into a reality when they saw it spreading on the internet. They decided to make it happen. However, Crystal told her that everything they did was real, just as it had spread online, and that the palace actually existed. Athena was shocked when Crystal told her that she was not the Crystal she was looking for, but there was another girl named Crystal in the village, and here Athena became confused and refused to believe her. Then the fight between them began. Crystal took a knife and tried to kill Athena, but Athena was indeed trained and managed to resist her and counterattack strongly. After the scuffle, Athena felt that Crystal was strong and tough, and that she couldn't kill her. So she took a gun and chased after her. They both shot at each other, and then Crystal jumped and grabbed a rope, but she fell to the ground. Athena came down after her and took a sharp tool and stabbed Crystal multiple times. At that moment, Athena thought she had won and was victorious. But Crystal hugged her and stabbed her with the knife in her abdomen. Then both of them fell to the ground, soaked in their blood. Athena asked Crystal if she was the one who wrote the article or not, and Crystal replied that she had kidnapped the wrong girl. Athena died from her wounds, while Crystal fought through the pain and endured until her wounds were treated. Afterward, Crystal dressed in Athena's dress and headed to the plane with a gun. There, she met the pilot and the flight attendant and told them that she had killed everyone because they had tried to kill her. They were afraid and decided to take the plane to the location Crystal wanted. After that, Crystal sat with the flight attendant and allowed her to eat and drink with her. When the flight attendant asked her about the killings she had committed, Crystal replied that it was very enjoyable. And here, the movie comes to an end. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment.